An iPad emoji for this next segment. Technology overload for kids is a little bit more common, and summer is a time when many families loosen the rules about screen time. So with school just a few weeks away, now's the perfect time to start cutting back on their usage. Child psychologist Dr. Neece from Children's Hospital is here with some tips. Good to see you this morning.
Thank you. It's good to be
here.
So
parents this time of year, we were talking about it in the break, tend to go a little crazy because we're well into the summer now. We're getting close to the start of school, and parents are kind of running out of ideas of things to do with their kids.
Right.
I think it's probably easy to stick them in front of a screen.
Oh yeah, technology is just so easy for us to use to calm children down because they tend to want it and ask for it, and so it's a difficult challenge for all of us.
Yeah, especially when you have to say, okay, it's time to put it away.
Right.
So there's different usage, I guess, for depending on the age for children.
The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that for infants and for toddlers that there be no screen time at all, actually, and that for preschoolers we limit that to 1 hour a day of educational programming. And then as your children get older, we try to, I mean, every family is going to be different, but to have some kind of limits, to realize that you want to protect your child in any environment they are in. When they go into the digital environment, they have stepped into a different place. They may be in your house, but it's a different environment, and you've got to have limits there, just like you have limits everywhere else.
What are some of the side effects if children are spending too much time on the screen?
Well, I think they get more irritable. They can be less willing to interact with the family. So it's not so much that they have negative behaviors from it. It's that the behavior itself of being too involved in screen time, it limits a lot of other things, including sometimes sleep and exercise.
All right, so how do you as a family then set ground rules? Should you set like rules for the house in general?
Yeah, I think you start with yourself, and if as an adult you can't ever walk away from your phone or your iPod, and you've got an issue there. So you want to set a good example first and show that you can have a fast from screen time, whether that's an hour a day, whether it's a day a week, a certain time of night, certainly at the dinner table. To be without your screens is a great example to set. And then you want to talk to your kids about the reasons you have limits for things. You don't have to expect them to understand or agree with you, because they probably won't.
Right.
But you can explain that this is why you're making the decisions that you're making.
You know, I've heard of some people too even like putting baskets by the table and say, all right, it's dinner time,
That's
everybody
right.
put your phones away, because it can be hard for us too as adults to limit ourselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, but dinner is a great time to do that. Also, it's really important at night. Let your phones recharge, your devices recharge somewhere else besides bedrooms, so that you can get good sleep. Your children need sleep, and way too many kids, teenagers especially, are not getting quality sleep because they're spending all night on their phone.
And so for parents who are like, okay, well then what do I do if they're not doing that? Should we just take them outside? Is that a better option?
I think going outside, taking advantage of going places like museums, going camping. We've got such great outdoor possibilities here in East Tennessee. Going places, that's an important thing, but also just saying, for this car ride or on this day or on this weekend, we're going to have a fast, and start getting ready for that before the school year starts.
I know, it's going to be here fast, hard to believe. All right, good to see you. Thanks for being here this morning.